There was a moment in deep time when this planet came closer to death than almost any moment in its entire history. A moment when the oceans froze, when continents turned white, and when the entire world became a silent crystal sphere drifting through space. This event is known today as Snowball Earth. And if you were alive back then, which no human was, you would not recognize this planet. The world was silent, cold, motionless. A world where sunlight barely reached the surface and the entire planet was swallowed by ice. Life at that time was extremely simple, mostly microscopic, mostly in the oceans. And when the water froze, there was almost nowhere left to survive. Imagine the entire global ocean sealed shut. The seas became ice. The coastlines became stone-hard frozen plains. And life had to retreat to the very edges of existence. Most species disappeared forever. Only a few of the smallest, most hidden forms of life survived. Inside cracks, under frozen sediments, trapped in tiny pockets of salty brine. Earth was not dead, but it was very close. So how did this happen? One big reason was the sun. At that time, the sun was weaker than it is today. Not by a little, but by a lot. Its light reached Earth with far less energy, less heating, less warmth. And on top of that, volcanic activity paused. Carbon dioxide, which traps heat, became extremely low. Earth lost its blanket. And once the temperature dropped enough, ice reflected more sunlight back into space, which cooled the planet even further. This became a runaway feedback loop. The more ice appeared, the more the planet cooled, until the entire world froze. How do we know Snowball Earth really happened? Because the evidence is locked inside ancient rocks. Geologists have found special layers of sediment formed in frozen oceans on every continent today. And inside those rocks, carbon isotopes show a massive collapse in the planet's carbon cycle. This is not theory, this is physical proof. Tiny chemical fingerprints telling us that Earth once froze almost completely. But the story does not end here. Because deep beneath the ice, volcanoes did not stop forever. Over millions of years, they slowly released CO2 back into the atmosphere. At first, it didn't matter. There was no liquid ocean, no plants, no rain. So the CO2 just kept building up, higher and higher and higher, until eventually the planet reached a tipping point. The greenhouse effect became so powerful that the entire frozen world began to melt. Slowly, drop by drop. Ice cliffs collapsed, oceans returned, and the planet warmed again. And when the ice finally retreated, life exploded. New forms of biology appeared. Complexity increased. Evolution accelerated. Snowball Earth may have almost killed life, but it also may have reset the planet and prepared it for the rise of more advanced organisms, including us. Planet Earth has died and been reborn many times. And with every collapse and every recovery, it becomes a little more complex, a little more capable, a little more alive. We are all here today because our planet survived moments like this. And there are more stories still buried inside the Earth. Subscribe if you want to hear another.